Up on Mountain News this morning, with the heat spilling over from the weekend into this week, we have some tips on staying healthy. And some people took advantage of the warm temperatures and helped out the planet.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are just past 5:30 on Monday, June 17th. Now let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Sitting at 70, a little fog trying to develop, but nonetheless nothing like we've seen at this point in time over the last couple of weeks. And temperature-wise, it is feeling steamy outside this morning. Down to 69 now at Middlesboro, but Monticello still has not dropped below 80. 78 at Irvin, 75. Prestonsburg up your way at Moorhead, it is 73. Now we do have a thicker amount of clouds out across the central portion of the Commonwealth. And you can see that back toward Columbia and Campbellsville and Liberty. Needless to say, we will get into the sunshine, calling it partly sunny as we head through your Monday, but we do run the risk of popping up a shower or thunder shower late this afternoon into this evening. Heavy downpour is pretty much the guarantee with any shower or thunder shower that does pop up now as we head through the next several days. And a forecast high this afternoon in Hazard up to 72. How hot over the next several days? Some eye-popping numbers. Details with your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. And as highs reached into the 90s yesterday afternoon and the heat index pushed into 100 degrees, yesterday marked the beginning of a heat wave. Doctors say it is important to make sure you are staying hydrated. They say signs of dehydration can include headache, tiredness, dizziness, dry mouth, dark-colored urine, flushed skin, and muscle cramps. In severe cases, it can lead to heat stroke, kidney failure, or even death. Dr. Christopher Bozzoli, an emergency medicine physician with the Cleveland Clinic, shares tips on what you should do when you're starting to feel dehydrated during the heat wave.
If you're starting to feel thirsty, you're already probably about a liter or so dehydrated and behind. And so thirst is one of our first signals to trigger us that we need to try to catch up. And if you're dehydrated in that rehydration process, trying to get to a cooler shaded area and out of the heat is going to be very helpful. Also wearing clothes that are lighter in color, so reflecting more of the heat, looser fitting, and trying to get into fans or breezy areas and get some airflow will help.
Dr. Bozzoli says it's best to drink mostly water to stay hydrated with some rehydration drinks to supplement. He tells his patients to try and avoid sugary juice drinks, sodas, coffee, and tea because those can lead to dehydration. About 39 million Americans live with migraines, according to the American Migraine Foundation. Experts say with this summer heat, it can trigger more attacks. There are some ways you can potentially prevent an attack from happening. Neurologists say to remember the acronym SEEDS. S for sleep, make sure you are sticking to a regular sleep schedule. E for eating, do not skip meals and stay hydrated. The next E is for exercise. D is for diary, keep track of what triggers an attack. And the last S stands for stress management, which stress can be a trigger. And with those rising temperatures, it is important for people to find ways to cool off. Officials with the City of London are opening the London Fire Department as a cooling station. Cold water will also be distributed to those in need at the London Fire Department from noon until 8 p.m. daily. In Lawrence County, the Lawrence County Community Center and the Blaine Community Center will be open this week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. as cooling centers. Officials with the Louisa Fire Department want people to be mindful of the excessive heat advisory in place and take all precautions to avoid overheating while outside. If you know of other cooling stations in the region, you can email us at news@wymt.com. And with those summer temperatures starting to reach the low to mid 90s and the heat index even hitting triple digits, many unhoused people are at risk of heat-related illnesses. In some situations, an individual can struggle to cool down, causing their internal temperature to quickly rise into some danger zone, potentially causing damage to the brain or other vital organs, even resulting in death. That's why Catholic Action Center in Lexington is going around town to hand out water bottles to community members in the heat.
We do the part of going to the folks, telling them that here's water, we care about you, get in the shade, get wherever you can, but stay hydrated, just as we all tell our own family members in this heat.
Ramsey says it's about our brothers and sisters who are suffering on the streets in the heat. Some folks took advantage of the sunshine over the weekend by heading down to the Kentucky River to participate in the River Clean Sweep. Alexa Minton was out on the river helping.
Folks have gathered from all over the state to here at the Kentucky River to do their part to keep our waterways clean.
We are basically cleaning up the river. It's the annual Kentucky River Clean Sweep.
Around 100 volunteers showed up to Kelly's Landing to help, sloshing their way through some mud to boats, kayaks, and canoes, all with the goal of gathering trash out of the Kentucky River.
It's a natural beauty that we really should appreciate, and getting to be on it and getting to clean up all the trash and litter really is a great start to the summer and helps people experience the river up close.
The first piece of garbage. Volunteers were of all ages, gathering things like plastic, styrofoam, even a punching bag from the water. Garbage barge! For the captains of the self-titled Garbage Barge, this was their first official time participating, but they have been grabbing trash out of the waterways for years.
We tend to clean up garbage as much as we can with our little net here. We were doing it anyway, so let's do it official and help the group. Everything funnels, you know, from every hill and holler. When it rains real hard, all that stuff just comes down into the water. You know, if you don't get it upstream, you got to catch it here.
It's just really important for people to know that what they do affects the environment, and this is a great event to help people make a difference and to show why it's important to keep our environment clean.
In Lexington, Alexa Minton, WKYT.
Community members in Knott County gathered for a fundraising event that raises money for the research of a rare disease. Harmony Mullins was diagnosed with a peroxisomal disorder shortly after she was born. Saturday, the family hosted Harmony in the Mountains, an event that not only raises money for awareness and for the disease, but it also brings the community together. Provost of Alice Lloyd College, Charles Marshall, says the event is a special way to provide support not only to the Mullins family, but anyone battling the disease.
God works in mysterious ways sometimes, and who would have thought Knott County would have a gift of harmony, and then also the gift that we can do Harmony in the Mountains to support the organization that has helped the Mullins family. Now we can spread that love from Knott County worldwide.
Tony Mullins, Harmony's mother, says she hopes to continue hosting this fundraising event every year. Congenital heart defects are the #1 birth defect in the U.S. Here in Kentucky, a local nonprofit is working to support families affected by CHD. For more than 13 years, Carrington's Heart has supported Kentucky families affected by heart defects. Saturday, the organization hosted its annual Wild Hearts Fun Run, which is its largest fundraiser of the year.
As a parent, it means so much on a personal level to know that this many people who don't know my family at all are out here supporting us in our journey and our experience anyway.
Chisholm is the PR director for Carrington's Heart, but she's also a congenital heart defects mom. Today marks 1 year after a Prestonsburg woman was found murdered, and community members are continuing to keep the fight for justice alive. WYMT's Jack Demler has more from Prestonsburg.
A cornhole tournament and live music. with a bigger meaning behind it.
But we're not giving up and we're not going away. We're going to stand strong.
Community members gathered along South Lake Drive in Prestonsburg to continue the ongoing fight for justice for Amber Spradlin.
We just want to keep it out in the open and keep people knowing and learning about what's going on.
A rally to keep Amber's name alive, as well as give back to the community.
Amber loved her animals, and our animal shelter here is in dire need all the time for supplies. So we just thought to do a little bit of giving back, because the community has been really good about giving to us.
A symbol of the community.
We have a lot of good people in this community, and it's really heartwarming, humbling, overwhelming to see all of the support that we've had.
That leaves a lasting impact.
That it makes them feel good, like they've done something special, because they have.
And continues Amber's name.
I just feel like the people who murdered her felt like she was disposable and they could just throw her away and it wouldn't matter to anybody, and I just want to show them that they were dead wrong.
Keeping the name, the legacy, and the fight for justice alive 1 year later. In Prestonsburg, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
And still to come, an NBA star turned sports broadcaster is hanging up his microphone.
Oh, I can't lose Barkley with his commentary on the NBA. Come on, love Charles. Anyhow, love this sunrise shot from the Pikeville Medical Center. Does the rest of the day kind of look this beautiful? We'll let you know. First Alert 7-day forecast coming up right after this.